Hi, my name is Aisha Conteh. I'm 17 years old. I'll be a senior at Ames High this year, and this is my story. I was born on October 3rd, 2000, in a refugee camp in Banjul, Gambia. My parents took refuge there because there was a war going on in their country, Sierra Leone. My parents applied for a visa to come to America, and about 6 or 7 months after I was born, we finally got accepted. The journey to America was a laid-back and comfortable trip for me, but not so much for my family members. Let's just say I may or may not have been obnoxious towards them, which made their trip super tiring. But you can't really blame it all on the cute, innocent baby. When we arrived in America, we were located in Rochester, New York. This was a very drastic change for us. It was a whole new environment. We weren't used to the weather or the tall buildings. We lived in New York for a couple years until we found a more suitable place that felt like home. We moved to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. My parents loved this place because they were introduced to so many Africans that welcomed them, and there was easy access to food and other things from our culture. We lived in Southwest Philadelphia, a place where people would call the ghetto, but to me, it was home and a huge part of my childhood. There was always something for me to do, whether if it was going next door to watch TV with my neighbors or walking to the corner store to buy some snacks. Oh, and all those times I would get free food from any of the African restaurants because my parents were good friends with the owners. Minus the violence that happened around that area, this place was pretty amazing to me. Everyone in my neighborhood were more than neighbors. We were all family. As a young child, learning was my favorite. I would find myself at our local free library. You see, my parents always instilled in us that they didn't want us to suffer the way they did, so they made sure my siblings and I had a good education. That being said, anything below a C was not acceptable, so the library was a second home to me. Through the library, I was able to improve my English. Creole was my first language, and that's all I spoke at home. Moving to Iowa was a very big change for me that I'm still not used to. I sometimes tell myself that I'm just here on a long vacation. It never works. Back in Philadelphia, everything was just minutes away, whereas here in Iowa, it takes a long time to get to where you need to be. It was especially hard for me knowing that I would have to leave all my friends and family behind. Yes, I did make new friends here, but I had always imagined my first job, my first driving car would all be experienced in Philadelphia with my friends. Now I know you think I just don't like Iowa, but that's not true. Moving here has made me more comfortable with who I am. Maybe it's because of the attention I get. People usually are so intrigued when they find out where I'm from, which is something I never used to be proud of because I was made fun of because of my culture, how dark I was, and my religion. Being part of the African Club, Connect, the STEP team, and Soccer has truly opened my eyes and taught me that there's other kids out there like me and that I'm not alone. It wasn't until I moved to Iowa when I realized that the teaching system was completely different from my last school. I found myself having to work extremely hard to keep up my grades. I would sometimes study for a test or finish some homework in the lunchroom, and Mr. Anderson would always come over and offer me to finish my studying somewhere a bit quiet like student services. Thanks, Mr. Anderson. It got to a point where I just didn't care if I got a grade below a C. At least I got it done, right? No, deep down, I knew that just wasn't good enough for me. And faculty members such as Mr. Sparkman and my moms from the organizational help room knew that too. They always pushed me to do the best I can, and for that, I'm truly grateful. After high school, I plan on going to school in New York, preferably NYU or University at Albany, and find a major in pre-med and minor in African American Studies, and may even run track, I don't know yet. I want to pursue a career in neonatology and work at a children's hospital somewhere in a big city or even travel to a different country to practice medicine there. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my journey with you.